Again for Bakersfield Paranormal Services. I'm finally getting around to making my video for my my gear that I use. These two cases right here I picked up for $3.99 a piece at Goodwill. They're looks like cassette cases, but they're good and durable. And go ahead and open them up here. I just picked them up today because I was using a pouch. A little pouch, carry pouch for like tools and stuff, but it was just getting way too small for my gear. So this is the gear that I use for now. I still need a lot more, but I got my little handheld radios. This little doodad here is it's a ambient temperature thing. I picked it up at Walmart, I think, for like $15. What this is for the outside. It's what it's called for the outside, and this is for the inside. Well, the way I use it is if somebody's claiming they have a cold spot, I'll take this and sit this where the cold spot is, where they say they're getting a cold spot. Or if I want to check and see if areas, like there's activity in an area and I want to check it, see if any temperature drops, I can put this in that area. And then this, the batteries are dead. I got to recharge the batteries. It takes AA battery or AAA batteries, and I got to charge it. And this takes batteries too. Got to charge them. The heat, you drained it. You turn it on, and it's a split screen, and it gives time and date and everything. And the split screen, one side says inside, one side says outside. Well, this is the outside, and then would be for the inside. And then when you're holding this, you can see the ambient temperature around you, around this. And then whatever this is will give if it's the same temperature in the room, this will give the same exact temperature. So I picked that up at Walmart for, I think, like I said, $15-20, something like that. Wasn't a bad price. Then I got my ghost box, which I've already showed you guys today, that I picked up. Is that a scratch already on it? Oh well, anyway. Yeah, this, it also, too, I want to show you, if you power it on, and then you can actually, if you just touch it and not sweep, you can actually use it as a regular radio.
Hi, this is John Gwenda. If you can have a bright white smile in 5 minutes, when I get your attention, Power Swabs is clinically proven to whiten your teeth in 5.
So that's all. I wanted to tell you, I was playing around with it and I found that, and yeah. And then I've got my trusty K2 meter. One thing I wanted to tell you about this is be careful about getting false readings. If it's a true K2 or EMF, the gauge will go up, and these will stay solid as the color. And if it's like when you key up your Walkie Talkie, it'll go all the way up and flash real fast. Now, don't get me wrong, when it goes all the way, say like this was the signal strength here for a proper EMF that isn't a radio signal. This, say it went all the way up to here. Well, this is going to be the weakest point, so this is going to blink a little bit. You might get a little bit of flicker out of these, but not a whole bunch. They should stay solid red. And I'm not saying a flash, a quick flash and off isn't communication. What you got to watch out for is from the light all the way up and to sit there and just rapidly blink. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, because I got my light on for my camera, so you can see how they're staying solid. They're not blinking. The closer I get to it, you see, staying solid. Now, if I take and key up a Walkie Talkie, I can give myself a false positive. See, like Walkie Talkies keyed up. That's what happens, and that could be read as a false. That's a false positive. I'll see. Turn it off again. Sorry, people are still lighting fireworks nowadays on 4th of July. Or after 4th of July, rather, I should say. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to touch about that. It took me a while to figure that out, too. Then you got your... my EVP recorder. I picked this up. I got this from the Ghost Hunter store for 80 bucks. The BNS from eBay, I think he told me 60 bucks or something like that. I don't remember exactly what he sells them for, but that's who I'm going to start buying my gear from if he's got it, because he's a really cool guy. I mentioned him in a couple of my videos, and he's pretty fair price. That's where I got my Ghost box at. But anyway, I picked this up. Basic standard RCA EV or digital recorder. I picked this up at the Wood Nickel. I think I paid 10 bucks for it a couple years back. Then I've got my heat gun. Now be careful with this too. This does not give you ambient. Okay, this will give you what you're pointing at with the little red dot over there is hitting. That's what it'll give you the heat as. Okay, it will not give you your ambient around you. That's one reason I bought that tool there. Okay, this will give you, this works good for, say somebody says that they're getting, every time they stand right there, they're getting cold chills. Okay, well, you could take this and you can go like this, and you can move that little red light. You know, say right there they're getting cold chills. You can go like this, move your little red light, and if the temperature fluctuates right there to cooler, there's a good possibility that's a drafty area. Okay, and that won't be paranormal, obviously. Then I've got my battery charger, which says AA and AAA. Then it's not a laser grid, but it kind of works the same kind of a thing, except for you only have one red dot. And then if anything walks in front of it, it'll make it go off. See? It's just, I need to get me a laser grid, but this works for me. I've had this for a few years, as you can tell. Then I've got earbuds. This is actually came, if you watched my other video, you know, with my Ghost box, but I've always got earphones on me. They're good for listening to EVPs. Then I've got a compass, and this reads electromagnetic fields. You can get readings with this if you're in an area where, like, would be like a Civil War era time or something like that, or you're investigating a graveyard, and sometimes you might get spirits that aren't they might scare easy with looking like little red lights and stuff like that may not want to get around it, like from the K2 meter and stuff. But if you put this down, a lot of people, most people know what this is. Okay, and this will read a magnetic. Let's see if I can get it. See how my needle moved? Okay. And what you do is you sit this down, and the way I use it, and I'm right-handed, and I'll say, just like you do with the K2 meter, and you sit it down, and you ask questions, and you say, okay, if you get next to it, and you move the needle left, it'll be no. Move the needle right, it'll be yes. I'm right-handed, so that's why I use right. It's easier for me to remember. Am I right-handed? Yes. Am I left-handed? No. It's just a little quirky thing I do. And then you can get them to move this needle, and you set it on the table, and you make sure that the compass is pointing north. That way, make sure that just like an EMF sweep, make sure there's no EMF around. It's going to affect it with like the K2 meter, and you sit it down on a flat surface. Is the best way to do it. That way, if the needle moves, you know it's not you. And then you ask the questions, and you make sure the compass is sitting at the north. That way, it gives you the best results. I picked this up again at Walmart. I think I paid 10 $11 for it or something like that. It's a compass map. That's what this is for. But works really good. I've gotten a few hits with that. Matter of fact, the last EVP session that I did and I put up, well, it was an older EVP session, and I put it up. There was if you go and listen to it, it shows recordings. Well, you hear recordings of the compass moving. I'm saying it anyway. I built this IR box, me and my brother, when my brother was here in town and we were in my state in town, and he was on my team. We built this from Radio Shack. This is a project box, and then this IR lights. Works really good. Takes a 9-volt battery. Headlamp. I put it on my head. Keeps my hands free. You're probably wondering why I got a level in my bag. Well, the levels in my bag is because I can take this level and say that door, it moves by itself. Well, then I could take this level and I could set this level down, and if the bubble shows level, then I know the floor is level. It's a better possibility it's going to be paranormal. If the bubble's sitting like this, which is saying the floor is unlevel a certain way, and it's going the door's going the opposite direction, it's more likely not going to be the door is moving because of the floor is unlevel. I mean, it still may possibly be hinges and stuff, so you have to just double check all that. But that's why I got a level in my kit. Then I got an IR light, or it's not an IR light. It's a infrared camera. You can plug that into a computer, anything that takes the AV jacks, and record it. Then I've got batteries and a flashlight. That's pretty much, and then my pins so I can write down stuff. I keep extra batteries. I got 2 lights. I got one here, and then I got a third one that I carry on my side. Need to charge my battery, but it's pretty bright. And then I got an external mic that plugs in to my EVP recorder. And so that'll give you a little bit clearer, like a staticky sound, which is like a white noise. And you might get somebody who want to come up and sing on a microphone. You know, maybe in an area where somebody was a singer and they like singing, and that, you know, that might entice them. You know, you got to have your little things that grab their attention. You know, like a kid in a ball and stuff like that. Well, anyway, YouTube, I'm sitting at 12 minutes and 38 seconds. So now I gotta cut this off. I got 15 minutes, I think, because I made partner with YouTube or AdSense, but I don't want to push it, because I don't want to have to redo this video. But that's pretty much my gear for now. There's a lot more stuff I need to get. If you're a paranormal investigator, you understand. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comments or message me of why I use this gear, you know, a little bit more in detail. But I'm going to cut this off now. Thanks for watching. Get my name out there. Rate, comment, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Look me up on Facebook, Bakersfield Paranormal Services, capital B, capital P, capital S. And then you can also look me up on Hart's Plumbing, all capital letters H-A-R-T apostrophe S, and then plumbing, capital P-L-U-M-B-I-N-G. You can also look me up on Chris Hart, but keep the paranormal on the paranormal page. Rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching YouTube. Have a good day.